Is spending 2,000 hours of your time watching Dreaming Spanish videos on YouTube a waste of time? The answer is yes, it is 100%. But I got this comment in another video about the same topic, and I have to respond. So user OD6X whatever says, I'm sorry it didn't go well for you. I spent way less time watching Dreaming Spanish videos, and my Spanish has improved a lot. It's by the way, I'm reading it like this because there's no. I mean, there are some random comments there, but not where they should be, and there's no almost no zero punctuation in the whole sentence. It's basically it's a paragraph, but it's one sentence, the whole thing. It's the way I learned English to an advanced level, and back then YouTube didn't even exist, but now with the internet we can learn languages much easier. Dreaming Spanish, capitalized, is one of the best channels on YouTube. I watched a lot of Pablo's videos. He's right with everything he says about language learning. As for you, try different methods and try watching content that you're interested in, and try to focus a little bit more. I hope you learn Spanish very soon, and post different video about your learning journey. Smiley face. Thank you for hoping that I learn Spanish very soon. I will try. Creo que mi español es bastante bueno sin haber visto 2000 horas de vídeos de Dreaming Spanish, pero bueno, gracias. Anyway, he's right about everything he says. This is the level. This is what I did. It worked for me. He's right about everything he says. This is how I learned English as well. No offense, but your English is. It's if that's how you write in English, I don't want to imagine how you speak in English, and I don't want to imagine your level of Spanish, even if you think your Spanish is good. Being able to understand videos is not speaking a language well. Yeah. If you watch 2,000 hours of videos, of course, you're going to get decent at understanding videos from that channel. Because that's the goal. That's what you've been doing. You've been you've been watching videos from a channel. Yeah? If you do 2,000 hours of anything, you get good at that. It doesn't mean that you're good at conversation, that you can speak well or anything like that. But that's the level of NPCs that we're dealing with here. He's right with everything he says about language learning. Zero critical. There's no critical thinking. There's no nothing. There's no arguments in or against. It's just I watched it. It works for me. He's right. What about all these things I said about why it doesn't work? What all this list of problems that I just gave you that approach has zero mention of that. It's simply it works for me. It worked for me. Can you speak five? Can you get on a 5-minute call in Spanish with me? No, you can't. But it works because this is one of the thing is this is one of those human biases of sunken. I think it's called the sunken cost fallacy. I'm an amateur when it comes to psychology, but if you spend a lot of time doing something, you get really angry when someone tells you wasted your time, even if you deep down, if you're half, smart, you realize that they right, but you still get really angry because you don't want to admit that you wasted your time. It's the same thing for people who get into cults, people who get scammed, any of that stuff. People will get really, really angry if you tell them that they've been scammed or they've been duped. Nobody wants to look stupid, so they will defend the things they've been doing, which are a massive waste of time. The same thing happens when you meet people who do all those like bullshit martial arts that are completely useless in a real fight, and you'll have them, show up in a boxing gym or in a MMA gym or something like that, and well, they won't. First of all, because they don't want to be proven wrong. But even if they show up and they see that whatever they've been doing for years is a complete waste of time and they're completely useless in a fight, they'll still be like, oh no, but this is because this is a sport. Well, the thing I do is for the streets, and there's no rules and this and that. And blah, blah. It'd be completely different if like we were doing, and no, you just saw it for yourself. That is what you've been doing is completely useless. But they really people that's human nature. People don't like to be proven wrong, and people don't want to admit that they were wrong, and especially don't want to admit that they've been wasting time or money on something. So they'll defend it. They'll just double down and get really angry and defensive and defend it forever, even if they know they're wrong. And the smart things, what smart people do is, and even smart people fall for this, but if you're smart and if you're self-aware, you realize that maybe you don't admit it in the moment, but you realize that okay, yeah, I've been wasting my time to pivot. If you keep doing what you've been doing, you'll keep getting really bad results forever. If you realize that you've been doing it, and I get people like this a lot, especially one-on-one coaching clients who tell me, yeah, I fell for the Krashen Kaufman comprehensible input trillion years hours of videos, this and that, very little improvement, very slow. How do I improve faster? And after a few weeks, they'll be like, oh wow, I could have been doing this years ago. But those people were, first of all, intelligent enough to realize, self-aware enough to realize that they were wasting the time. And when people gave them, when I gave them, when I put it in front of them, this is why, this is how it works, this is why you're wasting your time, immediately they were like, oh, okay. No, immediately they probably thought about it for a while, but eventually they came to the conclusion that, yeah, I'm wasting my time with this. So they switched, and that's how humanity evolves. That's how we get technology. That's how we improve. Yeah, if people were, riding horses, and then someone brought a train, like, and then someone else came driving a car, some people would be still be like, no, 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 there's no way those things are not substituting horses and good old horse. We've been doing it like this for thousands of years, blah blah blah. Um, no, it's uh, just wait and watch and see what happens. But eventually they'll have to change their ways, or they'll be left behind because more and more people will adapt the new and much more efficient way to do things, and will be learning way faster instead of wasting the time. And eventually they'll realize either that they're at a massive disadvantage, or um, or they won't realize, and they'll just be a failure compared to everyone else who's using the new and much more efficient method. It's always the way it is. Yeah. um, any kind of historical event, when at least related to technology, you'll always, it's always the same way. uh, Look at 20th century history. The tank, we've got cavalry, who needs that? That's so ungentlemanly. Yeah, but if you charge with spears and sabers, and the panzers are coming, you're screwed. That's human. That's humanity in a nutshell. People who find new and much better ways to do things, and people who resist because they're way too attached to and way too proud or dumb to realize that whatever they've been doing is extremely inefficient. Anyway, if you're watching this and you watched this far, I highly recommend, you know, being on the team of the people who are innovating and getting results instead of people who are stuck in the 70s and the methods.